The package came on a Wednesday, wrapped in lavender duct tape. No return address. Just my name and the phrase, "You forgot about Jess." Inside, a homemade doll. Blonde yarn hair. Red thread stitched around the neck. It was either a warning or an invitation. Jessica Kilpatrick, 17. The quietest of the 6. No rumors. No detentions. A 4.2 GPA. AP Physics. National Honor Society. And yet, when I searched through all the footage, all the Snapchats, all the phone data, she was always in the background. Watching. Listening. Like a ghost haunting her own friend group. And that's not a metaphor. Because it turns out, Jess had been recording them. For months. The audio came from an old-school tape recorder. 6 cassettes, labeled by date, hidden in a shoebox under Jess's bed. I didn't find them. A classmate did. Jess gave them to her. Then Jess disappeared. But the tapes? They didn't disappear. They talked. Claire says it's not real unless someone watches. Ava's crying again. Maya says it's just part of the process. They say Brooke volunteered. But she didn't. I saw the list. The list. Yeah, we'll get to that. By tape 3, it was clear. They weren't just having sleepovers. They were running tests. Role-play scenarios. Loyalty games. Things with names like the Shadow Circle and the Drowning Game. Most of it was psychological. But some of it wasn't. Jess describes a moment where they made Elena sit in a closet for 2 hours in total darkness. Maya banged on the door every few minutes. Claire whispered into the vent. The shadows are watching. When Elena cried, Jess says, they laughed. And then they wrote down how long she lasted. I'm not a therapist. But I don't think that counts as just girls being girls. I think that counts as premeditation. On tape 5, Jess describes something she found in Claire's backpack. A handwritten chart. Rows of names. Columns labeled tolerance, resilience, obedience, potential. At the top, S.O.T.S. She didn't know what it meant. Neither did I. Until I realized SOTS wasn't a phrase. It was a project title. I traced it to an encrypted Discord server. Guess what it stood for? Subjects of the Shadow. The server had less than 30 members. Private. Invite only. Mostly burner accounts. But I recognized a few usernames from the girls' old TikTok comments. The chat history only went back 3 months, but it was enough. Posts like, Brooke's almost ready. Maya says we need to escalate if we want results. Someone needs to be the sacrifice. And then this one, posted 2 days after Brooke died. It worked. That's all it said. 2 words. One horrifying implication. Let's pause. What exactly worked? What were they testing? I can't prove this part. Not completely. But I've got a theory. Jess's 6th and final tape talks about control. She says, Claire doesn't just want to hurt people. She wants to prove she can break them. That she can take someone smart, funny, strong like Brooke, and make her beg. She talks about rehearsals. We practiced what to say if something went wrong. Maya had cue cards. Ava couldn't stop shaking. Claire was thrilled. And then she says, there's a reason it always ends on a Sunday. That line chilled me. Because it wasn't random. Over a span of 4 years, 3 teenage girls went missing in towns within 40 miles of Pinebrook. All Sunday nights. All had vague causes of death. All known to be high-achieving girls with big personalities. None were reported as homicides. No connection, until you map the dates and the distances. Then, a triangle forms. And guess what sits in the center? Pinebrook High School. Remember the doll I got in the mail? I wasn't the only one. A few other true crime creators posted about receiving similar dolls, each matching a different girl. One looked like Elena. One looked like a girl named Camille, who went missing in 2020. One looked like Brooke. Each doll had a note. Each note had a name. And a number. Mine? Said Brooke. 4 of 6. I don't know what that means. But I don't think I want to find out who numbers 5 and 6 are. Brooke's funeral was closed casket. A few blurry videos were posted online. But one never made it to the public. It was filmed by Jess. In the video, she's standing in the back row. She zooms in on the front pew. We see Claire, Ava, Maya, Sabrina, all dressed in black, all stone-faced. Jess whispers into the mic, "Look at their hands." So I did. And I noticed something. Each girl was holding a tiny object. Maya had a paperclip. Ava had a matchstick. Sabrina held a tiny mirror. Claire held a doll head. That wasn't grief. That was a ritual. The last verified sighting of Jess was 3 days after Brooke's funeral. CCTV at a Greyhound bus stop in Indiana. She boarded alone. Carried nothing but a tote bag. The bus was headed west. No tickets under her name. No post since. She's vanished. Like Elena. Like Camille. Like Brooke. Gone. Quiet. Missing. But not forgotten. Because Jess left behind something more powerful than testimony. She left the truth. Here's what I believe. Brooke Lambert was targeted. Not for revenge. Not for jealousy. For curiosity. Claire wanted to know what would happen if she pushed someone to the edge. The others went along, some out of fear, some out of fascination. And when Brooke died, they didn't panic. They documented it. They rehearsed for it. And they moved on. This morning, I got one final message. It came from an anonymous Proton Mail account. No subject line. Just a file called SOTS/redacted/manual.pdf. It's 57 pages. Outlined like a psychological experiment. Filled with notes about behavior, manipulation, fear conditioning, and power. The last page reads, "Control is the purest form of creation. To make someone break is to become God. Sunday is sacred. Let it be our altar." I don't know if Claire wrote it. I don't know if Jess leaked it. But I do know one thing. This wasn't a murder. It was a movement. And it may not be over. We tell ourselves teenage girls can't be evil. That they're too young. Too silly. Too innocent. But history, and now Brooke Lambert, tell a different story. Sometimes the darkest minds don't hide in alleyways. They sleep next to us. They borrow our eyeliner. And they make murder look like friendship. This was the Sleepover Murders. And I wish I could say it's the last one I'll ever tell. But I don't sleep anymore. Because Sunday's coming. And I don't know whose turn it is next.